General Hospital delivered explosive drama this week. Masked men firebombed Christina's bar, leaving Port Charles in chaos as Anna and Chase rushed to the scene. Meanwhile, Drew's furious outburst shook his family, and Rocco revealed a shocking secret. Natalia's downfall spiraled fast. After pills and whiskey, she passed out, triggering a mob war as Sidwell blames Sonny. Eva LaRue confirms her exit as Natalia, but there's more to the story than expected. Plus, fans are buzzing about Nellie's possible return and Gio and Dante's dark road ahead. Don't miss what's next as Sonny fights back. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital Monday, June 30th recap. Masked men drench Christina's bar in gasoline before firebombing it. General Hospital recap for Monday, June 30th, reveals that some masked men drenched Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey, bar in gasoline before firebombing it. There was plenty of drama on Monday's GH episode, so let's discuss how it all went down. After leading Natalia Ramirez, Eva LaRue, outside the church, Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, insisted she couldn't be there. Natalia fired back that Sonny was supposed to be on a plane with her so they could start their new life in Belize. Sonny apologized for the confusion, but he also made it clear that his life was still there in Port Charles. Natalia complained about not having any family or friends to go with the house and money he arranged for her, but Sonny still had his henchman, Paul, drag her away for her flight. In Natalia's suite, Paul waited outside since she claimed she wanted to shower and finish packing. Natalia was clearly in crisis mode as she kept downing pills and reaching for her booze bottle. At Carly Spencer's, Laura Wright, house, Lucas Jones, Van Hansis, borrowed her kitchen and got some help from Marco Rios, Adrian Anchondo, before they enjoyed a meal together. Natalia eventually started texting word salad to Marco, who said she always sent him guilty messages of gibberish when she was drunk. Since Natalia was supposed to be skipping town and was now reaching out, Lucas suggested it might be Marco's last chance to reach back. Marco texted that he was on his way, but Natalia passed out on the couch due to all the pills and booze. Back at the church, there were plenty of questions about Natalia, but Daisy Celeste's, Levi Clark Coughlin, christening moved forward as Sasha Gilmore Corbin, Sophia Matson, Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, and all her loved ones gathered. Afterward, Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, stepped away to give ADA Justine Turner, Nazneen contractor, updates over the phone. Once Chase shared the news that Natalia showed up at the christening and talked to Sonny, Brooklyn Quartermain Amanda Seton confronted him and pushed for answers. However, Chase couldn't get into details and had to keep his marriage separate from what was going on professionally. In Anna Devane's Finola Hughes' office, ADA Turner questioned whether Sonny was really outsmarting the cops or if Anna had just been looking the other way. Anna insisted they should be working together and once again expressed disapproval over Turner keeping her in the dark on her latest investigation. In Curtis Ashford's Donnell Turner office, Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, took one look at him in a passionate moment with Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, and raced out of there after apologizing. Curtis quickly put it together that Portia must have set Jordan up to see that, so Portia confirmed she indeed did. Portia insisted that Jordan wanted Curtis back and needed to know it wasn't happening. Although Portia accused Jordan of trying to take advantage of their marriage's vulnerability, Curtis viewed Portia as the manipulative one instead. Portia was still scheming and doing things to push them apart according to Curtis. After Portia brought up the fact that Jordan had lied too, Curtis pointed out that she lied about work. That was different than when Portia deceived him about Trina Robinson's, Tabiana Ollie, paternity, and the blackmail mess. Jordan eventually made her way to Anna's office, where she talked about Portia's setup and what she witnessed. Although Jordan didn't plan on destroying Curtis' marriage, she hinted that Portia's schemes might accomplish that. Since Jordan didn't think Curtis could fix things with Portia, she thought he needed to move forward. That left Anna wondering what Jordan needed for herself. After Jordan called Curtis' phone, Portia wasn't surprised. As it continued to ring, Portia told Curtis she'd be fighting for his marriage and questioned what he would do. Once Anna was alone again, ADA Turner returned and pushed her to put an APB out on Natalia, who is about to flee Port Charles and could be their best chance at nailing Sonny. Back at the Quartermain mansion, there was a little reception following Daisy's christening. Sasha let Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, hold the baby and asked if he wanted Daisy to call him Uncle Jason, but he said Jason was fine. Christina got a phone call about her manager having to cancel, so she bailed on the gathering early to go open up Charlie's pub. Some masked men doused Charlie's pub in gasoline before Christina arrived. Just as Christina was noticing the gasoline, someone smashed the window and firebombed the place, causing the flames to spread rapidly. General Hospital spoilers say Christina will need a way out of this dangerous jam, so stay tuned. General Hospital next 2 weeks, June 30th to July 11th, Drew's explosive outburst and Rocco's stunning revelation. General Hospital 2-week spoilers for June 30th to July 11th, 2025. See Drew Kane Quartermain, Cameron Matheson, is going to be doubling down on dastardly and rotten things, and Rocco Falseroni, Finn Carr, is completely shocked. General Hospital spoilers. Christina's dangerous situation and legal battles heat up, June 30th. On Monday, June 30th, we've got Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey, in a dangerous situation. Somebody is tossing a Molotov cocktail into Charlie's pub. Looks like she might be there. So, maybe it's happening after the christening or before she gets to the christening, but she is in danger, and she'll probably blame Ava Jerome, Maura West. But this feels like a Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rota sort of thing. Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, goes at it with DA Justine Turner, Nazanin contractor. She has locked Anna out of the Natalia Rogers Ramirez, Eva LaRue, DUI/Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard case, and she may go to internal affairs since Anna said go ahead and do it. Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, tells Curtis Ashford, Donnell Turner, that she knows what's going on here. General Hospital spoilers. Lucas encourages Marco. She's really annoyed that his ex-wife Jordan Ashford, Tanisha Harper, busted in on them when they were getting ready to get busy on his desk. She wants Curtis to see what she's seeing, that Jordan is making a play for him, and she's not yet, but Jordan's definitely got her eye on him. And she did come there to talk to Curtis to find out if he was feeling what she's feeling. So, yeah, I definitely am with Portia on she needs to be watched. Plus, Lucas Jones, Van Hansis, is there to encourage Marco Rios, Adrian Anchondo. This is about Natalia, and he's trying to get him to talk to his mom before it's too late because he thinks she's leaving town. Well, she is not going to make it out of town. Brooklyn Quartermain, Amanda Seton, and Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, make a promise to each other, and this may be about Sonny possibly having dirty money and deception, and since Chase is a cop, he can't know about this. Natalia's arrest, Sonny's drama, and a reality check in General Hospital. Brooklyn is grilling Natalia at the church, and she also talks to Sonny outside. Natalia has this bizarre idea that Sonny was going to leave town with her and run off to Belize. He never said anything like that. He was talking to Natalia about her new life out of the country because she got drunk, got behind the wheel of a car again. She's a repeat offender, and he's offering her a new life elsewhere so she doesn't, give up dirt on him. And he's been nothing but good to her. Natalia invented some whole fantasy in her head that Sonny is shooting down. And then Natalia is arrested at the church by the PCPD. I'm guessing that she may sing like a bird. Marco already cut her a deal. So we'll see. I don't think this is going to work out like Natalia wants. So, Daisy's christening is going to continue after Sonny's tense conversation. And looks like Natalia may be arrested outside before that kicks off after Sonny writes her a reality check. So, that's the bulk of Monday's episode. General Hospital spoilers. Crime scenes, suspicions, and complicated relationships, July 1st. On Tuesday, July 1st, we have got Chase and Anna heading over to a crime scene, and it looks like they're probably going to Charlie's pub. We'll see how damaged it was. It did look like it's going to be up in a good-sized blaze. And again, we're back to Sidwell being my top suspect, but Christina may think that it is Ava, because that's who she thinks causes everything bad in her life. Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, opens up to Sasha Gilmore, Sophia Matson, and I wonder if this is about what's going on with Christina and Charlie's pub or about Willow Tate, Caitlin McMullen, coming to tell him that she's going to be marrying Drew whether he likes it or not. General Hospital spoilers. Michael calls Willow out. And remember, Michael told Willow flat out that she's choosing that man over her kids by doing it. And I wonder if during this conversation, Sasha might tell him about some of the strange stuff that she noticed at the house with Daisy. Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, is able to breathe a sigh of relief. So, she's probably happy that Christina wasn't hurt when Charlie's was firebombed. Plus, Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, as to set some boundaries with Jack's, Eden McCoy. So, obviously this is complicated since Jack is dating her mom Carly, who is not allowed to know that Joss is working as a WSB agent for her boyfriend. So this is a very bizarre situation. And Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, goes looking for Sidwell. I wonder if she's going to talk to him about the Charlie's Pub incident. General Hospital spoilers, revelations, scheming, and revenge plots unfold, July 2nd to July 3rd. Wednesday, July 2nd, Jocelyn makes a reveal about something. Hopefully, she's not telling anybody she's a WSB agent. Emma Scorpio Drake, Braden Bruner, listens when Gio Palmieri, Giovanni Mazza, needs to unload. This may be about Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, and Brooke Lynn. Maybe a little bit about Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens-Bruning, as well. And we'll see at what point next week when we get more on Rocco Falconeri and Danny Morgan, Asher Antonazan, and the file that Brooke Lynn had with a birth certificate in it because Danny handed in the file, said his name is on it. And there's a secret that even though the rest of us know, Rocco definitely doesn't know that some other woman gave birth to him after Lulu said, "I've never told my child a lie." I mean, it is a lie of omission, but it's still not honest. Plus, Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, is back to scheming. She's up to no good as usual, and this may be another plot against Drew or against Martin Gray, Michael E. Knight. General Hospital spoilers. Sonny wants revenge. Lucas talks about his fears to someone and it may be about Marco just afraid that he's going to get hurt. No doubt he's gun-shy after all the bad things that happened with Brad Cooper, Perry Shen. Sonny is out for revenge on Wednesday and then Thursday, July 3rd Lulu is giving Laura Spencer, Jeannie Francis, some advice. This may be about Drew or Sidwell, her brother Martin. It may even be about the heat that Laura is taking for being friends with Sonny. And Michael finds out something disturbing while Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storms, uncovers something on Thursday and Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ollie, warns Kai Taylor, Jens Austin Astrup, about something and I wonder if it's about Drew yet again, and Dante drops in on Jason Morgan, Steve Burton. Flashback and future drama. General Hospital spoilers for July 4th and beyond. Friday, July 4th is going to be an encore episode from November of last year. This was the episode where Lulu had woken up from the coma, made it back to the Quartermaine house, and finally gets to see teenage Rocco for the first time in person. And this was also when Sasha was getting support from Maxie about her pregnancy, before anybody knew it was Michael. July 7th through the 11th we have Kai may be in trouble from Trina if he tells her that he told Drew what her parents are planning. I can only imagine that Trina would be full of wrath. Kai's got a big blind spot where Drew is concerned because he's just never seen what Drew is capable of. So hopefully he will tell Trina that he warned Drew so she can warn Curtis and Portia that Drew is onto them. General Hospital spoilers. Maxie confronts Brooke Lynn. Maxie confronts Brooke Lynn, and we'll see if she knows that she was looking into Lulu and Rocco's past and hired Marco to get dirt on her. I don't think Maxie is going to do any better trying to talk Brooke Lynn down than she did trying to talk Lulu down. Michael and Sasha want answers after the firebombing of Charlie's. No doubt Michael, Carly, and others are going to wonder if that event is tied into the same culprit that firebombed Sonny's apartment and burned Michael. Of course, Sonny wants to know who's after him after months of not knowing, and he's probably going to circle back around to Sidwell. So, Sonny may be targeting Sidwell. And Drew makes his next big move. And we are getting closer and closer to the return of Kelly Thiebaud back to General Hospital. We'll see if she's Brit or Brit adjacent, maybe an evil twin. We'll see. Next update, General Hospital confirms Eva LaRue is out, but Natalia may not be leaving the way we were expecting. For the life of us, we'll never understand why General Hospital recruited an actress as indefatigably appealing as Eva LaRue and then saddled her with a character that we were immediately going to hate, homophobic momager Natalia Rogers Ramirez. But alas, that's exactly what happened when she joined the cast in 2024. Now, a year and a half later, The actress, who is as beloved as her on-screen counterpart is loathed, is out. TV Insider confirms that LaRue is exiting this week, and after Monday's episode, we can't say we're surprised. We've known for some time that Natalia would be hightailing it for Belize, set up with a new identity and a new life far away from Port Charles in order to keep her from telling all that she knows about the mobster's shady business practices to keep from going to jail for DUI. She wept a bit about leaving behind her children, but let's face it, ma'am, they are not fans of yours. But poor, deluded Natalia had it in her mind somehow that Sonny would be joining her on this excursion. He, of course, had other plans and apologized for the confusion after Natalia interrupted granddaughter Daisy's christening on Monday, June 30th. It didn't make her feel any better. She ran back to the Metro Court, started packing, then added some whiskey and pill-popping to the mix. As she grew more unstable, she tried texting Marco, who was busy having a romantic dinner with Lucas and wasn't much interested in his mom's drunken word salad. Case in point about her kids not being fans of hers. Natalia then passed out and, well, it's not looking good. Whether she survives or not is still a bit up in the air, but executive producer Frank Valentini shared a statement with TV Insider confirming her exit this week. "Eva's been a dear friend for years," he said, "and I am so pleased we found an opportunity to work together." What originally was meant as a guest star arc turned into a longer and more satisfying arc, thanks to Eva's terrific work and chemistry with our cast. "I was thrilled Eva was available to us in this extended role. I wish her all the best in her upcoming projects." LaRue made her soap debut back in 1988 in the short-lived role of Margot Collins on Santa Barbara. After guest starring on Everything from Married, With Children to Dallas and co-hosting Candid Camera, she joined All My Children as Dr. Maria Santos. There, she met future husband John Callahan, who played Edmund Gray to her Maria. From there, LaRue continued with her primetime career, recurring on Third Watch and fighting crime from 2005 to 12 on CSI Miami. She dipped her toe back into daytime in 2019, recurring as Celeste Rosales on Young and Restless, then moved to Port Charles in 2024. Unfortunately, the deck was stacked against her. Natalia immediately turned off viewers, who were horrified that she'd kept daughter Blaze in the closet her whole life, and, we'd later learn, alienated son Marco as well. Natalia's homophobic remarks during LGBTQ+ Pride Month last year were the last straw, no matter how much Sonny liked her. Next update, General Hospital spoilers weekly preview June 30th to July 4th, Sidwell vs. Sonny war erupts with Christina in the line of fire. This week on GH, the Sidwell vs. Sonny war escalates and Natalia spirals. The General Hospital spoilers video preview for the week of June 30th, 2025 is here. Find out what explosive situations will happen this week in Port Charles. This week on General Hospital, it's Sonny Maurice Bernard versus an increasingly bold Sidwell this week when a fire hits too close to home, once again. It sounds like Tracy, Jane Elliott, and Alexis, Nancy Lee Grahn, are the narrators of this week's video preview. When gangsters go to war, they don't go after each other first. They go after their enemies' loved ones, warns Tracy. And we know this is exactly what has been brewing. Sidwell, Carlo Rota, recently sifted through photos of Sonny's family while sitting pretty at home. He probably was internally thinking eeny, meeny, miny, mo, and he landed on Charlie's Pub, which Sonny's daughter, Christina, Kate Monsey, owns. While Tracy's ominous observation plays out, there are shots of Jason, Steve Burton, and Sonny looking worried while Sidwell stands king-like at Windmere. Elsewhere, Natalia, Eva LaRue, is all alone in her hotel room, and she's clearly spiraling when she suddenly falls over on her couch. The intensity continues when somebody throws an incendiary device into Charlie's Pub, causing a fire to erupt. And guess who's behind the bar? Christina. Finally, just as another shot of Sonny materializes, we hear Alexis say, "I will not bury another daughter." Does this Sidwell strike mean that he was also behind the fire that hit Sonny's penthouse? We could be looking at a pattern. Next update, here's how life imitated art for General Hospital star Daniel Goddard. The soap star shared a crazy encounter he had with a GH fan while at a college campus. Daniel Goddard took on the controversial role of Professor Henry Dalton on General Hospital. The actor was enjoying his off time on a college campus. Fans recognized him and assumed he was his on-screen persona. Goddard shared the humorous interaction on social media. Crazy encounter. Goddard shared a funny story with his fans on Instagram. The GH star was at UCLA. His son, Sebastian, is in a summer class. One fan looked at him and said, "You're Professor Dalton." Goddard laughed as he recalled this moment. He shared, "It just dawned on me. I'm in college and I play Professor Dalton on TV, and someone recognized me as a professor and I'm like, oh gosh. I play Professor Dalton on TV, so I thought it was funny." Goddard just wanted to hop online to share this funny moment with fans. In his caption, he wrote, "That crazy moment where life imitates art and it takes you a second to process it. Sometimes life can be so funny." Funny enough, Goddard wasn't dressed like his on-screen persona. His hair was slightly messy, and he wore a gray hooded sweatshirt. Soap fans react. Goddard clearly enjoyed this moment. He's glad to be back in the world of soaps. Meanwhile, soap fans took to the comments section to share their thoughts. Some want him back on YNR. Billy Flynn replaced him in the role of Kane Ashby. "Daniel, why didn't you come back to YNR as Kane Ashby? It is just not the same without you," one fan wrote. Other fans were amused by Goddard's story. Another user commented, "I love it. Most could listen to him tell stories all day in his signature Aussie voice." A third fan complimented the actor, writing, "How adorable you are, the Daniel Goddard." Some fans wanted to know if Goddard was carrying Professor Dalton's briefcase. "He never leaves home without it. Were you carrying your briefcase, LOL?" the user asked. Most fans have enjoyed Goddard's new role on the ABC soap and hope it will get extended. What are your thoughts on GH fans recognizing Goddard as his character? What do you think of Goddard's new role? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Next update, General Hospital. Nellie Benson's shocking return fuels Sasha's nightmare? General Hospital spoilers report rumors are swirling of Nellie Benson's Chloe Lanier shocking potential return in the months ahead, potentially sparking a vicious gaslighting plot against Sasha Gilmore Corbin, Sophia Matson. Presumed dead since her 2020 fall, Nellie, daughter of Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, and Silas Clay, Michael Easton, and twin to Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, might resurface, fueled by bitterness over Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, moving on with Sasha. Sasha's fragile postpartum state after giving birth to Daisy Corinthos Corbin, Levi Clark Coughlin, combined with a disturbing hospital mix-up as well as one at home where Daisy was found in unfamiliar clothing and turned around in her crib, hints at foul play. Could Nellie, enraged by Michael's custody win of Wiley Corinthos, Byron Weaver, from Willow, target Sasha to unravel her sanity? Is this Nellie's revenge, or a twin-sized twist? General Hospital spoilers, Nellie's return. Driven by jealousy. Nellie's presumed death left scars, but rumors suggest she survived or a twin is at play, a nod to her Clay/Reeves lineage. Her fury at Michael, now building a family with Sasha after taking Wiley from Willow in a brutal custody fight, could drive her to target Sasha. The nursery incident, unsettling Sasha's postpartum nerves, feels like Nellie's signature chaos, echoing her past vendettas against Carly Spencer, Laura Wright. A calculated return could reveal Nellie's intent to gaslight Sasha, blaming her for stealing Michael's heart and Wiley's only known mother. Will Nellie's jealousy spark a cruel scheme, or is another player involved? GH spoilers say Sasha's vulnerable mind under siege. Sasha's emotional fragility, haunted by the loss of her son Liam, makes her a prime target for Nellie's manipulation. The hospital mix-up and continued unexplainable events at home fuel Sasha's paranoia, and more odd events, like a misplaced baby item, could push her to doubt her sanity. Nellie, skilled at tormenting, might pose as a hospital aide to sow chaos, aiming to fracture Sasha's bond with Michael. If Robert Scorpio, Tristan Rogers, or Holly Sutton, Emma Sams, catch wind, or Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, senses trouble, they might intervene, but Sasha's spiral could blind her. Will Nellie's gaslighting break Sasha, or can she fight back? General Hospital spoilers, a revenge plot that rocks Port Charles. Nellie's return, driven by jealousy and rage over Willow's loss, could ripple across Port Charles, reigniting feuds with Nina and Carly. If Sasha crumbles, Michael's custody of Wiley and Emilia Corinthos, Sequoia and Serenity Mork-Mako might falter, giving Nellie leverage. GH fans are at odds on this one, with some cheering, Nellie's back for blood, and others fearing Sasha's too fragile for this. Could a vengeful return from Nellie gaslight Sasha into a breakdown, or can Sasha uncover the truth before Nellie destroys her newfound family with Michael? Next update. Eva LaRue exits General Hospital after wrapping her controversial role as Natalia. Her time on GH was difficult but fun. Eva LaRue has officially wrapped her run on General Hospital, exiting the show after her intense and controversial portrayal of Natalia Ramirez. Soap Opera Digest reported the news of LaRue's exit exclusively. Natalia's turbulent journey seemed to near its end on the June 30th episode with a dramatic turn, her suicide attempt due to the overwhelming despair of being sent off to Belize by Sonny Corinthos. A complicated role and mixed reactions. LaRue's role as Natalia wasn't without its challenges, both for the character and for the actress herself. Initially brought on for a brief guest arc, Natalia quickly became a pivotal figure in the drama between Blaze, Jacqueline Grace Lopez, and Christina Kate Monsey, but it was her complicated relationship with Sonny, Maurice Benard, that truly ignited controversy among fans. While the idea of Natalia finding redemption through her relationship with Sonny was explored, many viewers struggled to warm up to the character, who was originally introduced as a disapproving and homophobic mother. LaRue admits that this was a tough transition, especially after her years portraying Maria Santos Gray on All My Children, a role that made her a beloved daytime star. It was hard for me as a person, LaRue reflected, acknowledging the stark contrast between her past roles and the complex, often vilified character of Natalia. Despite the negative reception, LaRue has no regrets about her time on GH. She appreciated the chance to delve into such a different role, even if Natalia wasn't embraced by fans in the way she had hoped. It was a tough but exciting ride, she said, recalling the highs and lows of playing a character many love to hate. Final farewell and future plans. While LaRue's character did not receive the happy ending many hoped for, her exit marked the end of a significant chapter on GH. Reflecting on her time on the show, LaRue shared fond memories of working with former All My Children co-stars like Finola Hughes, Anna, Laura Wright, Carly, and Maurice Benard, with whom she shared great chemistry. What a rock star, LaRue said of Benard, expressing her gratitude for their on-screen partnership. As for the future, LaRue is looking ahead to new opportunities, leaving behind a controversial yet unforgettable character. I had a blast, she said, and I'm excited for what's next. Next update, General Hospital spoilers. Natalia's drunken demise launches mob war. Sidwell believes Sonny's responsible. General Hospital spoilers indicate a war between Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Benard, and Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rota, will heat up during the week of June 30th to July 4th, and unfortunately, it looks like a very drunk Natalia Ramirez, Eva LaRue, and her potential demise could turn this bad situation far uglier. From the sounds of it, Sidwell will be behind the first strike when Charlie's pub catches on fire, with Sonny's daughter, Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey, still in the establishment. But at this point in time, it's hard to truly tell if Sidwell is behind this. Will Christina come out of this with a few scratches, or will she be fighting for her life? Her fate hangs in the balance. However, another character who could meet their demise is Natalia. The GH preview for the week of June 30th to July 4th shows Natalia on a couch, and she's clearly had too much to drink. During a clip, she slumps over, as her eyes roll to the back of her head, and she passes out. Will something worse happen? The daytime drama is infamous for compiling these preview clips out of context to swerve fans. The GH weekly preview often tells a story that doesn't end up happening on screen, so it's hard to say if Natalia will pass away, but it's always fun to make predictions. Since Marco Rios, Adrian Anchondo, found out that his mom was going to skip town and not work with ADA Justine Turner, Nazanin contractor, for a deal on her DUI charge, he's been concerned about Sonny going after Natalia and getting rid of her for good. Natalia had information that could put Sunny away, and she let him know it. Thanks to his father, Marco knows how crime bosses work. They rarely allow people who have dirt on them to live. Sunny was seemingly organizing a new life for Natalia, but the sad news is, she thought he was going with her. When she realized he wasn't, Natalia turned to alcohol, something that's become a trend for her lately. Despite being told she was going to leave for her new life right away, she snuck away from Sunny's security guard in front of her hotel room and appeared at Daisy's, Levi Clark Coughlin, christening on the Friday, June 27th episode. Sunny will not stand for this type of behavior and will likely ensure Natalia is taken back to her hotel room swiftly. Still, as she's drunk, Sunny may need to hold off on any travel plans. He'll get one of his henchmen to drag her back and away from his granddaughter's blessed event. As no one knows how much Natalia's had to drink, could she suffer from alcohol poisoning? Could she pass away between the time she is sent back to her hotel and the time she is found? It's not hard to think that Marco may be the one to find his mom, unalive, on the couch and naturally assume that this was Sunny's handiwork versus alcohol poisoning. Sidwell's fire in Charlie's pub could be minor, like a small warning to Sunny, without crossing a line. It's hard to say whether or not the fire will spread fast and cause Christina life-threatening injuries, or if it'll be small and she'll escape with ease. Then again, there's always the chance that Sidwell isn't behind the fire, and an unknown threat still lingers in the shadows. Regardless, if Natalia passes away and both Marco and Sidwell believe Sunny is behind it, this could launch an all-out mob war. Sidwell and Natalia weren't close, but as the mother of a son, it'll sting knowing that Sunny lashed out at his family in this regard. Plus, if Marco is upset, Sidwell will want retribution. General Hospital spoilers suggest Sidwell and Sunny's loved ones will get caught in the crossfire as these two criminals duke it out for bragging rights as the top lawbreakers in the little town. However, how much damage will be done in this battle, and how many lives will be sacrificed? Next update, Natalia passes out after popping pills and doing shots of whiskey. Plus, Charlie's is firebombed. Monday, June 30th, 2025. Today on General Hospital, Portia sets both Curtis and Jordan up, Daisy is christened, and Sunny and Natalia cause problems for Brooklyn and Chase. At the church, Natalia walks in and sits in the back pew. Sunny tells Carly that he'll handle it, saunters over, and tells Natalia that they should speak outside. Natalia agrees and they exit. Sasha enters the church with Daisy, accompanied by Joss, Amelia, and Wiley. As everyone waits for Sunny to return, Wiley asks if they are waiting for Mommy, but Michael says she's not coming today. Brooklyn pulls Chase aside and asks him if he knows why Natalia is here and why he clammed up when she told him about the dirty investment. Chase can't discuss this with her. Outside the church, Sunny tells Natalia that she can't be here. She thought he was supposed to be on a plane with her to Belize. He explains that he is setting her up with a new life and will monitor her safety, but his life is here, and he's sorry for the confusion. Sunny says he set her up with everything she needs. She cries, except friends and family. Natalia breaks down in tears, and Christina comes out to tell her dad that the service is about to start. Sunny asks his man to take Natalia to her hotel and make sure that she gets on that flight. Natalia tells Sunny, "May you and your whole family get every blessing you deserve." The christening carries on. Sunny returns to the church, the service begins, and Mac finally arrives. Sasha reveals that their child's full name is Daisy Celeste, and the father baptizes her. The family all gathers for a photo. After, Michael invites everyone back to the Quartermain mansion, and the family begins to disperse. Carly checks in with Sunny about Natalia, and Christina does the same with Jason. Both men say Natalia's been handled. Brooklyn catches Chase in a hallway, calling Turner to report that Natalia just showed up at Sunny's granddaughter's christening, and then left. Brooklyn wonders what her husband just did. He says he was on a work call, and she shouldn't have listened in. He reminds her that his work could involve people she knows, and they agreed not to let it impact them and set boundaries. She just needs to know if something is going on with Sunny and Natalia. Frustrated, Chase says he can't talk about this. She says she loves him, and he loves her too. They kiss, and he heads off to the station. A romantic dinner. At Carly's, Lucas and Marcus decide to cook a meal together. Lucas bought all the ingredients, but lost the recipe he found online, so Marco suggests they improvise. Lucas admits he's not a good cook. He doesn't cook at all. He heats things up. Marco knows how to cook, and it's something he used to do with his mom until things fell apart between them. Marco manages to save the meal, and over dinner, they share a kiss. Portia plays Jordan and Curtis. At Aurora, Portia and Curtis are getting frisky in his office when Jordan walks in. She is stunned, apologizes, and walks out. Curtis realizes Portia set that up. She admits, "I sure as hell did." Curtis thought she was done with the schemes and lies. Portia wonders if he's upset because of her plot, or that Jordan saw him kissing the woman he's married to. Curtis wonders if any of that was real, or if it was all a setup and for show. Portia says everything she shared with him was real, and Jordan needed to see them together. She tells Curtis that Jordan wants him back, and she needs to know it won't happen now or ever. Curtis tells Portia that whatever she's feeling about him and Jordan, it's all in her head. Portia doesn't think so, and she's seen how they have been sneaking off and having private conversations. Curtis tells her those conversations were about her being blackmailed by Drew, and her guilt is driving this narrative. Portia says they are struggling, Jordan sees it, and she's trying to exploit his vulnerability. Curtis notes that doesn't sound like Jordan, it sounds like Portia. Portia insists that if he thinks she exploited the cracks in his marriage to Jordan, he should tell her. Curtis says he doesn't blame the end of his marriage on her, but he's not sure about her actions now. Portia did what she did to save their marriage, but Curtis tells her that she's destroying them. Curtis tells Portia these lies and stunts of hers are only pulling them apart. No matter what he does to ensure her and Trina's safety, she still doesn't trust him. Portia says, "Lord knows Jordan never lied." Curtis counters that Jordan lied about her work, not having his child, or being blackmailed by his enemy. Curtis tells her that Jordan isn't the real problem. The two of them are. Anna clashes with Turner and advises Jordan. In Anna's office, she warns Turner that Sunny is smart and strategic. Turner says Anna is as well, so either Sunny has been one step ahead of her this whole time, or she has been looking the other way. Anna says they are on the same side, but if she wants to tank her career trying to take down Sunny, well, she won't be the first. Anna tells her that she can work with her or not. Anna tells Turner that she hasn't crossed the line yet, but cherry-picking her officers for investigations that she's kept out of the loop about is something she won't let stand. She warns her to be careful about how she proceeds. Jordan busts in, says she is sorry and didn't know Anna was in a meeting. Anna says the acting DA was just leaving. Turner leaves, and Anna asks if Jordan saw Curtis. Jordan says she did, with Portia on his desk going at it. She thinks she played right into Portia's hands and yells, "The bitch set me up." Whatever her feelings for Curtis are, she won't be responsible for ruining his marriage. However, Portia's games may. Jordan tells Anna that her feelings for Curtis are complicated, and she doesn't want them bound up with Portia's mess. She hopes Curtis can find the peace he wants, and it's hard to see him reconciling with Portia, given her lies. Anna says that it is Curtis' decision, and she needs to find a way to move forward. Anna asks what she needs. Natalia is a hot mess. Natalia is taken back to her metro courtroom. She tells Sunny's man that she needs to pack and take a shower, so he steps out. Natalia begins to have a panic attack and finds some pills and takes them. She then downs the pills with whiskey. After her shower, Natalia begins packing, but pops more pills with some booze. She begins thinking about her argument with Sidwell over their son, and her blaming him for turning Marco against her. She thinks about Sunny's promise to give her a comfortable life in a beautiful area, but his life is in Port Charles. Then she recalls Marco telling her that if she walks out and leaves the country that she'll be nothing to him. She begins to text someone. Back at Carly's, Marco and Lucas clean up after their dinner. They begin making out heavily when his phone begins to chime. Marco says it's his mom, and it is gibberish, so she's probably drunk. He says when she drinks, her texts turn into a word salad thanks to autocorrect. Lucas notes the timing is odd if she's supposed to be leaving town. Lucas looks at Marco's phone and tries to decipher what Natalia is saying. Marco says she'll leave him a message in the morning apologizing, but Lucas says she's leaving the country. Lucas says his mom is reaching out, and this may be the last chance he gets to reach back. Back in her room, Natalia looks at her phone and sees that Marco has read her word salad, but hasn't replied. Sonny's man bangs on the door and says they have to go. She calls back that she's almost ready. She tries to text Marco that she's sorry, but it gets jumbled up because of her state. The Quartermaines and more celebrate. At the Quartermaines, Felicia and Carly discuss Daisy. Felicia says having a new grandchild is a blessing. Carly wishes her mom could have met her, but Felicia says she's with them in spirit. Sasha asks Jason if he wants to hold his goddaughter and passes her to him. Sasha asks what she should call him, Uncle Jason? He says Jason is just fine. She thanks him for sticking by her and looking out for them, even though she tried to get him to leave her alone. She knows he took a lot of heat too, and he's a good man, and Daisy and she are lucky to have him. Brooklyn leaves a message with Chase saying she's worried about Natalia and Sonny. Christina arrives and talks with Michael and Sonny before getting a text. Her manager is sick, so she has to go to Charlie's and open up. She says goodbye to Sonny and Michael and takes off. At Charlie's, two masked men break in and spread gasoline everywhere. In the show's final moments, in Curtis' office, Portia tells her husband, whether he will admit it or not, Jordan is the problem, and she needs to know they are married and have a family. Curtis' phone rings, and it's Jordan. She says she'll leave him to it, but she'll be fighting for their marriage. She asks, "What about you?" In Anna's office, Jordan is gone. Turner appears and tells Anna that if she wants to build trust, she should put out an APB on Natalia. She's about to skip town, and she is their best shot at taking Corinthos down. At Carly's, Lucas blows out the candles of the romantic dinner. Marco is gone. At the QS, everyone toasts to Daisy. In her room, Natalia stumbles around, checks her phone, and sees Marco hasn't responded. She eventually falls onto the couch and passes out. She misses Marco finally messaging her back. At Charlie's, Christina walks in the back and heads behind the bar. She looks around and notices the gas on the floor. Suddenly, a Molotov cocktail is thrown through the window, and a fire breaks out. On the next General Hospital, Chase bangs on Natalia's door, and Christina is trapped in Charlie's as the fire spreads. Next update, General Hospital spoilers Tuesday, July 1st. Sonny, Molly, and Alexis horrified. Christina needs rescue. Carly suspects Jocelyn. General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, July 1st, reveal that Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos, and Alexis Davis, Nancy Legrand, will get some news that leaves them horrified. Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey, will also find herself in need of rescuing, while Carly Spencer, Laura Wright, grows suspicious of Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy. For starters, Alexis will head to Windermere and argue with Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rhoda, while she's there. Alexis will insist nothing gets filed until she's fully vetted it, so they'll obviously be clashing over some legal issues. However, Alexis may eventually get a phone call that rocks her world. Once Alexis finds out about the fire at Charlie's pub, she may suspect Sidwell is behind it and throw some harsh accusations at him as she rushes off. At the Quartermaine mansion, Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, will interrupt Molly's conversation with Sasha Gilmore Corbin, Sophia Matson, to deliver some troubling updates. It looks like Cody will spread the word about Charlie's pub getting set ablaze, so Molly will fear for her sister. The same goes for Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, who will fret over Christina landing in danger and confide his concerns to Sasha sooner or later. As for Anna Devane, Finola Hughes, she'll deliver an order to find him. Will Anna assume Sidwell has retaliated against Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, and plan to put him through a grilling session? Outside Natalia Ramirez's Eva LaRue, Hotel Suite, Harrison Chase, Josh Swickard, will show up with an officer. Chase will push Natalia to open the door since they need to talk to her, but she's already passed out on pills and is seemingly in danger of a fatal overdose. Marco Rios, Adrian Anchondo, texted Natalia that he was on his way, but he'll face a shocking sight during the drive over. What the hell? Marco exclaims from behind the wheel in Tuesday's GH preview video. It's possible Marco will arrive to find Natalia being wheeled away in an ambulance. Then again, maybe Marco will see the flames at Charlie's pub and become Christina's hero. It'd be quite a twist for Sidwell's son to save Sonny's daughter, especially if Sidwell is indeed the one who ordered the pub fire. Back with Chase, he'll eventually join Anna as they race to the crime scene. Christina will get rescued, and the blaze will be put out, but there'll have to be an investigation into the arson and all the danger that resulted. Over with Jason Morgan, Steve Burton. He'll set off some alarm bells for Sonny when he reveals that Natalia hasn't shown up for her flight yet. However, Sonny will have more pressing problems to worry about when he finds out someone set Charlie's pub on fire with Christina inside. It won't take long for Sonny to assume it was Sidwell and fume over him, putting Christina at risk. Despite their initial horror, Sonny, Alexis, and Molly will ultimately breathe a sigh of relief since Christina's going to be all right. Even so, Alexis will fear that Sidwell could strike again and will refuse to bury another daughter. Next, Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna, will put some firm boundaries in place with Jocelyn. Whether that's over the phone or in person, Carly will have questions when she walks in on Jocelyn looking tense in the kitchen. Although Carly will ask what Jocelyn's doing and grow suspicious, Joss will make excuses and hope to leave her mom in the dark on her WSB career. General Hospital spoilers say Jocelyn has more tight spots ahead of her, so stay tuned. Next update: Father, Son, and Foes? Giovanni Mazza teases Gio and Dante's dark days ahead. Giovanni Mazza discussed how he approached the scenes where Dante let Gio have it, and what lies beneath all the hard feelings. Poor Gio has been through the ringer, lately, on General Hospital. Learning that Dante and Brooklyn were his parents has turned his life inside out, and he doesn't feel he can trust anyone anymore. To top it off, before the reveal, Dante gave Gio a verbal thrashing when he thought the young violinist had a hand in Rocco's accidental alcohol overdose. Giovanni Mazza, who plays Gio with aplomb, recently opened up about this major storyline. He particularly honed in on Joe's relationship with Dante. Gio wants his power back. Mazza sat down with Soap Opera Digest and expressed his happiness at having such a juicy storyline. "I'm really excited to explore sort of a dysfunctional father and son relationship," he remarked. He noted that while he and his real-life father have a great relationship, this story is a good excuse to dive into an unhealthy one. The actor expressed his excitement at watching Gio and Dante, Dominic Zamprogna, build their relationship. However, there's one stumbling block. Dante verbally thrashed Gio, and the subsequent relationship reveal didn't minimize the damage. "I think Gio feels like Dante took away his power in the aftermath of Rocco's hospitalization, and he's sort of trying to get his power back," he stated. He loved every minute of it. According to Mazza, the dynamic between Gio and Dante is going to be stressed to the breaking point. He rhetorically asked which character would be the first to do so. However, he suspected that there would be an eventual reconciliation, remarking, "I think at the end of the day, there is a certain feeling of love underneath all of it. It just has a different way of expressing itself." He stated that he truly enjoyed the scenes where Dante and Gio had it out, calling it one of the most fun acting experiences of my life. Mazza liked that Zamprogna's performance was very genuine, which allowed him to reciprocate with his own genuine response. The personal nature of their altercation made it feel almost like the characters were going to war. And it looks like things are going to get worse before they get better for the newly minted father and son. Next update: Ryan Pavey keeps fans guessing on a potential General Hospital return. Is another character about to come back from the dead? After a break from the spotlight, Ryan Pavey is making his television comeback, and fans are swarming his latest social media post hoping for a General Hospital return. He's back. After Pavey departed from GH in 2018, the actor went on to have a successful career as a Hallmark hunk, appearing in several Hallmark Channel rom-coms and Christmas movies. But as of late, Pavey has been nowhere to be seen on screen. Now, the actor has taken to Instagram to share a major update with his fans. After noting he had irons in the fire on the big screen and the small screen, Pavey shared a handsome new headshot with the caption being a simple but teasy eyes emoji. "We'll see you on GH? Drop a hint for us," one hopeful fan wrote, while another whacked out the all-caps "for" or a GH return. "That would be phenomenal. We would love to see you back on GH." I live to go back and watch all the episodes you are in on General Hospital, another commented. Pavey played Detective Nathan West from 2013 to 2018 until the character was killed by Faison Anders Hove and replaced at the PCPD by Chase, Josh Swickard. As the brother of the late Brit, Kelly Thibault, when she makes her upcoming GH return, is it possible her late brother will follow suit? Next update, General Hospital preview video week of June 30th, Gangsters at War. Christina caught in fire, Sunny and Jason react. General Hospital spoilers imply the ABC daytime drama just dropped its preview promo video for the week of June 30th to July 4th, and fans need to brace for some explosive, literally, days ahead in the land of Port Charles. As the promo unravels, an unknown woman's voice can be heard in the background saying, "When gangsters go to war, they don't go after each other first, they go after their enemies and loved ones." The GH Weekly Preview opens up with Jen Sidwell, Carlo Rota, atop Winmere's parapet as he overlooks the little town looking rather smug, watching the fire at Charlie's pub. As the scenes shift, a clip is shown of Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, with a look of concern as he stares at Jason Morgan, Steve Burton, who also seems worried. Both men's faces have a reflection of police/emergency crew lights on their faces. The next scene in the promo is Natalia Ramirez, Eva LaRue, on a couch, clearly intoxicated, as she slowly slumps over and dozes off into unconsciousness. Is this the end of the road for Natalia? As the GH preview wraps up, a terrifying scene unravels as fire is thrown through the window of Charlie's pub into a puddle of gasoline. The fire starts to gain momentum, and Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey, is in the establishment when this happens, working behind the bar. When she hears the fire hit the glass, she pops up with a look of horror. The last clip of the promo for the week of June 30th is of a shocked-looking Sunny with Jason as Alexis Davis's Nancy Lee Grahn. Voice can be heard in the background saying, "I'm not going to bury another daughter." General Hospital spoilers suggest some scary moments for Sunny, Christina, and Alexis as Sidwell launches his first round of attacks against the Corinthos family. Sidwell isn't pleased in the least that Sunny has rejected the idea of selling him his PC organized crime ring, and he plans to ensure Sunny gets this message loud and clear. Next update, break time for General Hospital's Rory Gibson. I'm already itching to get back in there. On May 21st, news came that the young and the restless fave Rory Gibson, ex-Noah, had been cast to take over the legacy role of Michael on General Hospital, a role that had been played by Chad Duell since 2010. In November, after Duell announced that he decided to leave the ABC soap, fans assumed he might pop back in, as the door had been left open for a return, but now with Gibson as Michael, many are loving how he's made the character his own. And when it comes to how the actor feels, on June 23rd, Gibson posted a series of photos and videos of his short time in Port Charles, everything from outside the Prospect Studios to inside the set and moments from his big debut as Michael. 1 month since my first episode, Gibson shared then went on to express, "Honored to be here." A few of his castmates, past and present, jumped into the comments to congratulate him on his 1-month milestone, including Cameron Matheson, Drew, and Caitlin McMullen Willow, who sent him some applaud emojis. Giovanni Mazza, Gio, stated, "Killer dude," as young and restless Kate Fairbanks, Tessa, added, "Hell yeah," and Connor Floyd Chance, who's leaving the CBS soap to play Days of Our Lives Chad, gave him props as well. Then, over the past weekend, the actor shared an Instagram story with a photo outside the studio and stated, "Summer break just began, and I'm already itching to get back in there." He went on to express how truly special his new daytime home is and thanked executive producer Frank Valentini and casting director Mark Teschner for bringing him into the ABC family. "I'm immensely grateful to be a part of Team. Gibson has rocked the role, and we've been enjoying watching him as Michael." Next update, General Hospital spoilers July 1st. Port Charles's finest, Anna and Chase, rush to the scene of a crime. Next on GH, Anna and Chase rush to the scene of a crime. Alexis pays a visit to Sidwell, and Molly is relieved. In addition to Anna and Chase rushing to the scene of a crime, General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, July 1st, 2025, will also focus on Michael opening up to Sasha and Brennan setting boundaries with Joss. Next on General Hospital, Anna and Chase. At the end of Monday's episode, Christina, Kate Monsey, found herself in all kinds of trouble after thugs set fire to Charlie's pub. Cut to Tuesday, when the fallout from this criminal act begins. When Anna, Finola Hughes, and Chase, Josh Swickard, rush to the scene of a crime, it has to be this fire that was purposely set. The sooner they begin their investigation, the sooner they can nail Sidwell, Carlo Rota, as the man who ordered the arson. What will Anna and Chase initially find? And is Christina okay? Alexis and Sidwell. This act of arson will undoubtedly hit Alexis, Nancy Lee Grahn, where it hurts, especially since she recently lost Sam, Kelly Monaco. But when she pays a visit to Sidwell, what is this really about? Does she even know her daughter is in trouble yet? And that she's staring at the man who caused it? After all, the tough legal eagle isn't afraid to stand up to crime lords. She will face anybody if it means keeping her daughter out of the line of fire. Molly. When Molly is relieved, this could simply be about her being relieved that her sister is okay, and she got out of the fire unscathed. Again, their family has lost way too much lately. This could solidify Molly and Christina's bond even further. Open and close boundaries. Meanwhile, Michael, Rory Gibson, opens up to Sasha. There's a lot of material for them to talk about. But maybe Michael wants to reiterate to Sasha, Sophia Matson, how much he wants to be in Daisy's life. That maybe someday his name will be on the baby's birth certificate. Finally, Brennan, Chris McKenna, sets boundaries with Jocelyn, Eden McCoy. That tracks. She's someone who will improv if she sees there's an opening. Brennan needs to ensure her first undercover operation goes smoothly and successfully. The hitch here is that Joss may not listen to the WSB station chief. She could ignore Brennan's orders and warnings and do her own thing. Next update, General Hospital's Eva LaRue exits as Natalia Ramirez, actress speaks out after failed character rehabilitation. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Eva LaRue is exiting as Natalia Ramirez, so now the actress is speaking out about the failed attempt to rehabilitate her character. Saad confirmed that LaRue's final airdate happens during the week of June 30th and interviewed her about how the departure went down. Eva LaRue was initially brought on for a guest arc that later turned into a longer stint. Unfortunately, Natalia never really recovered from the show's decision to portray her as a homophobic, controlling mom. Although LaRue acknowledged that the writers tried to turn things around, it didn't work in the end. There was too much damage done, which meant Natalia's romance with Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Benard, was never going to have real support from fans. People just weren't buying it because they just hated my character so much, LaRue admitted. I was so vilified that no matter what the writers did, it just wasn't a solid enough rehabilitation that they were going to buy me with Sonny. Once the show pivoted away from Sonny and Natalia as a possible pairing, that's when Eva LaRue got the feeling she was on her way out. The writing was on the wall, so it wasn't hard for LaRue to accept that the end was near for Natalia. And so when they finally let that idea go, I realized, okay, I'm probably not much longer for this world, LaRue said. Of course, that comment makes it sound like Natalia will die after all the pills and booze she just gulped down. Natalia passed out on the sofa in the June 30th episode, so she may be a fatal overdose victim by the time Marco Rios, Adrian Anchondo, gets updates. Although LaRue has wrapped filming, she voiced her gratitude to all the fans who understood that characters like Natalia bring drama and serve the show overall. LaRue was also grateful for her castmates and for this opportunity to work for GH executive producer Frank Valentini. It was a great experience for LaRue, even if it had to come to a terrible end for Natalia. General Hospital spoilers say Natalia's exit will set the stage for even more chaos in Port Charles, so stay tuned for any bad news that's still to come. Next update, an overdose and a firebomb, the post-christening crisis on June 30th General Hospital. Port Charles is in crisis mode. There can't be a happy occasion in Port Charles without a crisis, and the June 30th, 2025 episode of General Hospital ended with two. Drowning her sorrows. Just before Daisy's christening began, Natalia, Eva LaRue, barged in to confront Sonny, Maurice Benard, about him not joining her to start her new life. She told him she thought they were going to leave to start a new life together, and after apologizing for the confusion, he sent her on her way. Back at her hotel room, she began having a mental break as she packed her bags. She downed some prescription pills and chased them with alcohol before texting Marco, Adrian Anchondo, what he told Lucas Van Hansis was drunken gibberish. By the time he decided to go check on her, she was already passed out on the couch. Up in flames. After the christening, everyone headed back to the Quartermain mansion to celebrate Michael, Rory Gibson, and Sasha's, Sophia Matson, new baby girl. But as soon as Christina, Kate Monsey, arrived, she found out she needed to head to Charlie's. At the same time, a mysterious group of people broke into the pub and doused everything in gasoline. The second Christina walked in, a firebomb was tossed through the window, trapping her between the bar and the flames. This marks the second child of Sonny's to be caught in a fire this year, the first being the penthouse bombing that nearly killed Michael. While Sidwell, Carlo Rota, claims he had nothing to do with the first bombing, after the way he's been keeping photos of all of Sonny's loved ones, this new threat could certainly be his doing. Do you think Christina and Natalia will make it out alive? This GH casting shocker may give you a clue. Sound off in the comments below. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.